Here are the new power resistors installed, and I'm ready to start rebuilding this last electrolytic. Here are the 4 new caps I'll be putting inside of it. I contacted the seller that I bought the new old stock power switch from before, and turns out he does have more in stock, so I ordered some more up. So for now I'll leave this power switch in, but when the new ones arrive, well, you know, let's get the set working first, then I'll see how things are, but I imagine I will end up replacing it. And finally, a whole bunch of parts came in today. These are all the parts I should need to restore the rest of my Predictas. So I'd ordered up some parts before, but since then I think I got another tandem set. So and I also used some of the parts I bought earlier in other projects. And I've since determined that ceramic caps are just fine for those K-networks. Before I'd used a mix of some film and some mica. The next ones I build are going to be all ceramic, and I'm going to use all little guys like this, so it should be really nice and compact. Well, some are more like this style, but basically all ceramic C0G type ceramics. Those are the ones that don't drift with temperature. Alright, so I'll get to rebuilding that electrolytic and remount the flyback, and then the fun's really going to begin. I finished cleaning all the melted goo off the bottom of the flyback, then I reinstalled it, wired it back in. For now, I just tacked the old crusty plate lead cap back in, but I do definitely want to replace this wire at some point. I also installed some knobs. I'm not sure if these are the right knobs for this set, though. The cabinet for this set and one of my others is in storage, and I think I've got some of the knobs in storage. I better, because these are the only knobs I could dig up, and I don't think these are right for this set, at least not the power knob. So I hope I've got the rest somewhere. So this is all I've got left, and I know that 3 of these are the knobs for this holiday set, and the other 3 go with the blonde set. So I don't know, this is the only channel and contrast knob I could find. So anyways, that'll do for now. So I want to pop in all the tubes, and then get a picture tube up here on the workbench, plug in the cable, and then check for continuity through all the tubes. When I turn the set on, then I will try to power it up for the first time. Oh, and I left the high voltage cage off because I want to kind of keep an eye on this stuff. Not the safest thing, and as soon as the set is operational, I'll put it back on. I got the chassis up on a box, and I figured out if I put it at an angle and twist the cable around, I can attach it. So it's on there pretty solid. Not too much tension on anything. And I've hooked up my ohm meter to the AC plug in the back. So the idea is if I turn this on, current should flow through all the tubes and the CRT and the AC interlock and come back around, and should get a reading on here. So push on the flaky power switch, and I got a crap reading, so try that again. Okay, 500 ohms seems reasonable, but I'm still holding that button in, so I'll let it go and see what happens. Alright, it's holding. So I think I'll just leave it on, and I'll be using my PR57, so I'll just use the power switch on that. There's one last thing I gotta do. Actually, I won't do it yet. I have not replaced the fusible resistor, so when I turn this on, I should only get filament juice. All the tubes should light up. So let's do that, and the pilot light. So let's do that first, and I'll install that. As far as what do I think is going to happen, well, with that out, I think the tubes will light up. The odds of me actually getting a raster on this picture tube, I'm going to put somewhere around 5%. There's just so much I did to this with all the wiring and those K networks and going to flyback and everything. As careful as I was, I'm just not that optimistic that it's going to work perfectly the first time. I have the PR57 set to monitor the output current in the 1.5 amp scale. Without there being any B+, I can't imagine the tube filaments are going to draw more than an amp, so that should be alright. Turn this down a little, and here goes. Alright. Current shot up a little because the tube filaments are cold and it dropped down, so yeah, we're well under an amp. 0.7 amps, and yeah, everything. Well, it's got to be lit up. If one tube's lit up, they all got to be lit up because they're in series. So, alright, so there's how the light looks with the channel numbers behind it. Yeah, there's all the tubes. A little roasting resistor. It's got to be the filament dropper. Let it run for a while, and then I'll check out how hot they are. Right down there. Actually, not that hot. The little 8 ohm one is getting kind of hotter than the other two. Now I oversized those. I think those are 20 watt resistors or something, so a lot of surface area to dissipate the heat. So that's good. I mean, I got my finger right on it, and I'm not, it's warm, but not uncomfortably so that's cool. Alright, well, there's only one thing left to do, and that is pop in fusible resistor. Now, I did not replace the rectifiers, nor have I tested them, so I'm taking a bit of a gamble on those. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I dug up a new old stock Workman brand 3 amp 7.5 ohm 5 watt fusible resistor. It's that red guy right there. Original is 5.6, but 7.5 is close enough. It's more common, and it will do the job just fine. Got my voltmeter right on the output of the voltage doubler, so right at that 280 volt point. So here we go. Well, that's kind of scary. It was dead on 280 volts when I turned the thing on. Of course, once this tube starts warming up and things start drawing current, it'll be a different story. Yeah, it's dropping. No speaker. Whoa. Oh, how about that? Something kind of wrong, but there is a raster. Well, I guess my 5% prediction was awfully pessimistic. Oh, how about that? Huh? Might as well hook up a speaker and an antenna and see if we can get something else going on with this. Okay, I've got a signal going into the antenna jack, and a local distance switch is set to local, which should be the lesser gain, but I'm feeding in a direct signal, so play around with that switch if need be, and I've hooked up a speaker, so let's give this another try. That loud buzz is the PR57, not the TV. I'm really surprised at how low that is. It's supposed to be 280 at that point. I'm a little on the low side on the input, so I'll crank that up a little. Whoa. I think that's the power switch flipping out. Because the filament, the pilot light's flickering too. It seems to have stabilized. Well, we got something out of the speaker. So, no sound though. I thought I might get something on channel 6. Ooh. It's definitely something's not wrong. There's no sound change when I turn the tuner. Well, of all the things to not be working right, wasn't expecting it to be the tuner. Or the IF. Or, well, this could be something here too, I suppose. You may recall, I did not open up this at all. I've looked at it in other sets, and it's just resistors and ceramic caps and inductors. I mean, there can't be anything wrong in there. I'll certainly take a look at it. Also, I've had trouble with other sets with the tube bases not being so hot, so I'm wiggling the tubes. And, no difference. Alright, so check these two. So, and that one, what's I forget at? Well, I'll try the switch. Now, there is like a coax that looks like it comes out of the tuner and goes into the IF, so could be an issue there. Well, it's quite late now, so I'll leave this to tomorrow. But it's good first power up, I think. Oh no, I haven't tried adjusting any of these controls. There's brightness, so it's max brightness, so I can get a bit brighter. Vertical hold. Or is that, I don't think that's height, but maybe it is. I thought it was vertical hold. If I adjust it, I can fill the whole screen. These controls are weird. There are two controls. The knobs turn one, but to adjust the other, you got to pull the knob off and put a flat-bladed screwdriver through the center of the shaft and adjust the back. So I think it's vertical and height on the two controls. Ooh. That's horizontal. Doesn't like being in certain positions, obviously. That's pretty nasty. Alright, so my predictions of not getting a raster were totally wrong, but there's clearly something definitely wrong with this set. So, clearly no signal is getting through whatsoever. No sound, no video. Which means it has to be a problem common to both sections. So, something in here. Well, I hope it's not the tuner, but I suppose I could always scavenge the tuner out of my parts chassis. Alright, well, I'm going to cut off the video here and pick up on the next segment with some troubleshooting.